Hey guys, it's your girl Miss Tiana Nicole. Welcome back to my channel. Maybe I should clean my gun a little bit. Okay, honestly that's good enough. Like, I'm tired. What up y'all, it's your girl Miss Tiana Nicole. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new to this channel, thank you for clicking on the link. How did you find me? So today we are actually going to discuss something very near and dear to my heart. This is a highly requested video ever since the previous video that I put up. Thank you for watching. Not of me dyeing my hair, but of why I've been missing from YouTube, and that is because I moved out. And a lot of people have been asking me questions about my experience, some tips, some tricks, and all that good stuff. So first of all, I just moved out like maybe 2 months ago, so I'm not a pro at this, and this is my first time moving out on my own. But I do have some things that I wish I did before I did this move. Now, I wrote everything. I got notes, boo, so it's gonna be sit back and relax and get ready for some knowledge. Okay, let's get into it. All right, so first of all, let's talk about what you need to do before you move out. Okay, let me talk about my experience first, just so you guys know. So I moved out on June 15th of this year. I moved out with a roommate. We had pretty much decided on that like maybe like a month or two in advance. I knew this year I wanted to move. I just didn't know how I wanted to go about it, and when she had the opportunity available, I was like, well, this is perfect. Like, I know you know me. We're not the best of friends, but we know each other well enough to where we know each other. And I don't have no beef with you, you don't have no beef with me, and why not? You know, we just out here trying to survive at the end of the day, so let's get it. Well, moved out, didn't have a lot saved because I think I had a lot going on for some reason, but I made it work, and we moved in. We did not have to pay like security or anything. We did have to pay a deposit to hold our apartment spot. I think we pretty much had to pay the first half of the payment. We have to pay first and last, so our rent comes up to about $900, give or take. We split that in half, and of course if it's, you know, 900 the other, then double that. We have to pay first and last or whatever. My roommate lived in this area before, and I spent a couple of nights over, and I got like familiar with the place, and I was like, this is nice. It is quiet. It's not crazy, and the nightlife is very, very peaceful, and there's nothing nuts going on. There's not a bunch of crazy people walking around, and it didn't look like my life could be in danger at any point. Of course, it's always at danger because I'm a young black woman, but at night here, it looked like I would be safe. So I was like, okay, sure. So we moved in, and you know, there was I was able to, you know, take my bed and a bunch of other stuff from home, and my parents helped me move in, and a friend, shout out to you. But yeah, the transition was not as bad. I think it was like getting settled and getting coin established and getting coin settled down, because we were broke for a minute, you know, moving in. But other than that, we just got adjusted. I'm sorry if this is all over the place. I'm really trying to remember how it was when we moved in. It wasn't that bad though. Like, it was pretty good. Before you move out, you need to have at the very least $1,000 saved. I think that's a mandatory amount. I think that should be your least amount. Like, that should be what you should hit but need to go over, but you need at least $1,000, and that will include first month, last month, and security, depending on the type of area you are moving into. Also, there are application fees and waiting and holding fees, and if you want to do all that, then have at least $1,000 saved, because it's gonna go real quick. You need to figure out the type of establishment that you want to live in, you know, what type of area you want to be in, what kind of city you want to be in. Are you in school? Make sure it's near your school. Are you working somewhere? Make sure it's near your job, you know, so you can cut gas or cut Ubers, however you get to work. You know, do you want a roommate? Do you want to live alone? Can I afford this? And that's where we stop. You know, depending on how much you make at your job a month, you know, the apartment complex will determine that for you. They'll look at your application and they'll look at your pay stubs and they might look at your credit. I don't know, I didn't, but they definitely look at my pay stubs to determine if you are more than capable of living in their homing devices or whatever, and that will tell you whether you can or not. I believe for us it was like you had to make like at least 70, 60, 70, I think 80, I want to say 80% of my check for 2 weeks, I believe, had to cover the rent. Basically, I would have to be able to pay the rent twice. With your job right now, if you were to have the hiatus where you couldn't work, could that 1 or 2 weeks of work pay for rent if anything happens to you? If not, probably shouldn't be moving out. If so, then you should be good. For me personally, I have a job in which I make a certain amount pretty much every week. Like I have like a cap amount that I make every week that I know that I go over, sometimes under if I'm not there on time or if I'm sick or something like that. But I also have my business on the side, my makeup and my braiding and all that good stuff. So my side hustle comes in for extra coin, but I do not count that when I consider moving. I consider, could I afford this? Could I pay this if I were to get sick or if I were to just not be able to work for a couple of weeks or something like that? Would I still be good and be able to pay my rent and my bills? And the answer was yes. Like, I'm straight. I do have a roommate myself, so we split the cost in half and it's been great. Make sure you have a secure job. Like, make sure you're not like one of those people that might get cut, might get laid off or anything. Make sure you have a secure job. You are not in danger of losing your job or being laid off. Like, you are protected and secured in your occupation and you're straight. If you can't get a raise, try to get that raise just so you can be a little bit more comfortable living on your own or living with someone else. Either way, you need your own money and you need your own everything. So just to make yourself a little bit more comfortable, see if you can get that raise or see if you can get that overtime. Get that extra coin before you move out so you can have it, and when you do move in, you're comfortable and everything else. Make sure before you move in or before you like put in that money, just cut like the small stuff just so you can get used to not spending your money on stupid stuff. So like the music apps, if you ain't going to the gym, just cut it. You know, if you ain't if you're using apps on your phone that take coin, like definitely go through the settings in your iCloud and see what your subscriptions are and stuff like that, and cut those. Because I looked and I noticed a couple of things that I don't remember paying for that I've been paying for every month, but because I didn't have to worry about all of my coin, I just ignored it. Now that I worry about every single dime that is in my account, I took some things off. So make sure you're paying attention to what you're paying for, and if it's some petty stuff, you need to cut it. Okay, a backup plan before you move out. You know, don't just walk out your family's house and be like, I hate y'all, bye, see you. You might get evicted or something might happen and you're gonna be like, I need to come back home. You're gonna be like, no, don't get crazy. Don't get crazy moving out, okay? Make sure you have a backup plan. Make sure you can go back home if you need to, or you can move somewhere else pretty easy, or you can live with somebody for a little bit so you can get yourself together pretty easy. Make sure you have a backup plan. There are plenty of people that told me, girl, if you ever need to leave, you can always come over. And I'm just like, no, I do not want to do that. And everyone's like, I think whenever someone moves out, they never want to go back home, but life happens, and my parents already know, like, if something happens, I'm going back home. They're gonna make me start paying rent. It is what it is. Like, it happens. We all trying to make sure you know who's gonna help you move out, because that's another thing. You don't realize you have a whole bunch of crap and things are heavy until you gotta move it. And trust me, we learned the hard way. Make sure you have help for moving out, movers and stuff, that's coin. And that's what we're trying to do. So if you know some guys who are secretly in love with you, or you're secretly in love with, and you just want to see their company, just have them come over and help you. They will. Learn how to finesse. We've learned how to finesse absolutely everything and everyone. So it's been a great experience in that, you know. Have all of your spendings and your coins, just have everything organized. Know how much you make a week, how much you make a month. Have all your bills laid out and do all your deductions so you can see how much money you'll have left and how much money you'll need, and if you can actually afford to do this. If you can pay your rent twice, then you can afford it. If in 1 month you can pay it twice, because technically you do need first and last month, if you can pay that within a month twice, then you're good. You can afford it. You'll be fine. But if you can only pay that joint once, life happens, and if you're not safe and secure in your coin, you could get evicted. So if you cannot afford to move out right now, don't move out. Unless you can get like a dope arrangement / a roommate to make that so much easier, then you might have a chance. But other than that, you know, think about it. But if all that is great, dandy, and you're ready, you already got everything saved, you already got your plan ready, you already got your backup plan, you already got somebody to help you move stuff, then let's move. So when it comes to moving, make sure you know your location. Like, you don't know how many times I had to write my address 1,000 times to get it in my head. And when it comes to your address, make sure you change your address, because all your mail is gonna go to your mama. And if your mom's like, my mom, she opens stuff, and some stuff you don't want opened, get your mail, shish. Make sure you change the address to your mailing, like your bank, your loans, not your loans, keep that over there. I don't want that energy over here. Your bank, your packaging, like all the stuff that you're so used to getting shipped over there, make sure you send it to your new address. I learned the hard way because I tried to use my debit card and I didn't realize that I'm not, my billing isn't this address, is my mom's address. So when I tried to use it, it was like fraud, someone trying to steal your money, and it locked coin in my card, and I was just like, dang. And I had to wait like a day or two. It was fine. Another thing happened with my card I don't want to talk about, but that did happen once recently, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to change that. So just keep that in mind. Whenever you use your debit card is like, the billing address is your old address, so you need to change that when you come to the new address, or just remember to say that is the billing address. Otherwise it's gonna think someone's trying to steal your coin, which is good security, but at the same time sometimes you forget. So just keep that in mind. Also the area, you know, see who your neighbors are going to be, see if those are people you want to be with. Peep if there's a lot of kids, if there's no kids, if there's a lot of young people, if there's no young people, if there's some noise, if there's no noise. Like, keep everything in mind. Also, wherever you go to, check your phone and make sure the service is good, because sometimes Wi-Fi takes a while to transfer, or you might not even be able to get Wi-Fi at the time and you're just using your data, or you know, something's shut down during a storm, your Wi-Fi might go out or something crazy. You'll just have to use your phone. You need to see what type of service you have. Make sure you have some bomb service, because trust me, at my old house I did not have any service, and honestly that is one of the reasons why I wanted to dip. I wanted good Wi-Fi. I could not take it. If you are looking for, you know, bedding or dressers or stuff like that you want to have when you move in, so your plate, like your stuff can go somewhere, so it's not just lying around. Pay attention to some tag sales, hit up family members, go to your parents' basement. Trust and believe you will find plenty of stuff that nobody wants that you can bring to your new place, and that will be so helpful. And here's another little side tip: please do not try to spend all your coin on decor and furniture. You're going to be here for a long time. No one is coming expecting it to look like freaking cribs, MTV cribs. Like, no. This is your new place and you're just getting settled. If you just have a box in your bed, then you have a box in your bed. It's fine. There's no one to impress. Honestly, it took me a while for me to get my room how it is right now, and it's fine. Actually, it didn't take a while. It took like a month or two. I did good, but you know, keep that in mind and get as much help as you can. Please do not try to do everything on your own. Get as much help as you can. People will help, you know. I know a lot of people told me, you know, move in silence, and it would piss me off because it's like, no, that's stupid. I'm not moving in silence. I'm moving with a lot of noise because I need a lot of help. I'm not like these YouTubers that like got a lot of coin and get to move in, move out, and go wherever they want to go. No, this is my first time being independent. I need all the assistance I can get. So y'all can keep that move in silence pride all you want. I'm gonna get the help from my friends and family and people that love me. Okay, I'm not ashamed. It is what it is. You know, once you're settled in, definitely get some food. I think that's the first thing you should be worried about, because I remember us looking in the fridge, we was like, what are we going to eat? Now, another thing you need to have set up and ready is emotional, physical, and mental state when it comes to moving out. All the stuff I said before is all like the tangible physical stuff. Let's talk about in your head and in your body and your mind and your emotions, because that does take a toll. So emotionally, you know, if you're really not ready to move from your family, maybe give it a little bit more time. Or if you feel like you're moving out of spite, don't. There's nothing worse than leaving a home with bad blood or angry or just a bunch of negativity. Like, don't leave home like that. Definitely make peace if you need to make peace, or cry it out, or, you know, be told that you need to grow up, whatever you need to, so that you can take your next step into adulthood without any negativity or regret in your mind or in your heart, because that will affect you in your move. For me, I was straight. Well, for me, yeah, I was straight. Everybody was cool, everybody was fine. I was a little nervous about it. That was pretty much it, but I got over it. Had like a little bit of an anxiety attack, which, you know, it's a move. You're moving away from home, away from, you know, that little tent of coverment, and you're stepping out on your own. But, you know, I'm still covered in the blood of Jesus. But you're really moving on your own and experiencing the world for yourself, and it can be a little scary. So definitely I had like that panic attack, but it went away. Like, once I knew, like, you know, I'll be good. And this was like a step for me to just grow up and just be a young woman out here and really get a firm understanding of living on my own, but with a roommate, but living on my own so that I know how to take care of myself, so I really don't have to rely on other people and sexy stuff like that. Physical, just get ready to move all your stuff a lot. You know, just be careful of how you're eating and what you're eating. You can either gain a lot of weight or lose all the weight depending on how you are. Just keep yourself healthy, take care of yourself. I know when I first got here, I was sick for like a couple of days. It just hit me out of nowhere. That's because I was so stressed from trying to get everything together, because I tried to get everything together all at once, and that is just not, it's not realistic, you know. It doesn't happen. You're not gonna have everything in order. If you do, congrats, but plan on not having everything in order when you move out. And it's okay if you don't. Like, no one's gonna judge you. No one cares. Just make sure you're good. You can lock your door. You remember to bring your key everywhere. That's pretty much it. But for me, I was just stressed because I was like, I need this, I need that, and I really didn't. And it took a toll on me, and I was just stressed at my job, and then I got sick, and I was just stressed because of that. It was a hard first week of working here. I might do a story time on that because so much happened the first week of living here. It's ridiculous. But definitely take care of yourself, you know, make sure you're keeping yourself healthy. Make sure you remember to eat. Make sure you drink all the water you can. A lot of people are like, well, duh. No, some people forget this. I forgot this, and I had to get myself together. Otherwise, I would have stayed sick. So just make sure you're keeping yourself healthy. Or if you haven't been healthy, maybe now's a good time to start being healthy, you know? Not saying, you know, you have to go to a gym, but see if there's a park nearby your new establishment, or if you can like walk around something. The mall is literally right there, so I could walk around the mall if I wanted to. So, you know, stuff like that. Another thing is mentally. If you feel like it's going to be too much stress, or if you're dealing with a lot in your mental state, maybe you shouldn't move out, especially not on your own. Just make sure you're good, you know, again, like take care of yourself mentally. Like if you need help, or you know, you just feel like, I don't know, sometimes moving out for people can make them like really depressed or really sad or really alone. So, you know, if you need someone to be there, make sure you look into getting like a roommate, or just make sure you'll be okay, you know, at night. You know, that can be kind of scary for some people. So what do you need to do? What arrangements do you need to make? Like kind of like the little stuff. And I know that's not something I had to worry about, but I do know stories of people that moved out and they had like a whole mental breakdown because they weren't just ready for everything. So, you know, baby steps, you know, maybe spend the night at someone's house, or spend the night somewhere, or when your parents or when your aunts and uncles leave out of town, stay in their place by yourself or something. I don't know. Just, I know that can be like such a huge change, can have a lot on your brain. Just take it easy. You'll get used to it. It'll get better. It'll get easier. You'll be okay. Sleeping here at night, I didn't give it a second thought until now. But yeah, I think that's everything that I can think of. I'm sorry this video seems all over the place, even though I do have my notes. It's just a lot. You know, moving out is definitely one of the best experiences I've had this year. I really, really love that I did take this step, because I'm really just moving on my own. And you know, a lot of people swear like when people our age move out, we're trying to like get buck and party and stuff and just stay out all night. And it's not really that. It's just, for me personally, it was just having my own space and just knowing that I can be good, or I can take care of myself if need be. Because I feel like when I was at home, I was just relying on my parents for everything, and I didn't worry about anything. I didn't worry about taking care of, because I knew I was going to be taken care of. And you know, for some people they're good with that, but for me, I kind of got irritated by that, because I was like, okay, I'm way too comfortable. I need to move. Like, pretty much that's just it. And I really just wanted to have my own creative space, so I can like, you know, be able to do this more, and like not have to wait for people to fall asleep, or for people outside to stop playing their just to be in my own space. And it's been great. I definitely miss seeing my family every day, but I can see them every Sunday. Amen, praise the Lord. But you know, a lot of things have changed, and it's cool though, because life is about change, and I'm glad that things are changing, because you know, as the seasons change, I'm changing. I'm just flowing with it, and I'm just feeling really, really down to earth with everything. And it's just, it's lit. Before you move out, before you sign that lease, definitely before you sign that lease, because once you sign that lease, oh my god. And that's another thing, that lease could be up to 6 months to a year. And once you're in a lease, if you need to get out of that contract, sometimes that costs a lot of money, and like sometimes that can end up on your credit. You don't want bad things on your credit. I would not be doing a video on credit, because credit is stupid to me, but it's necessary and I need it, and I just don't want to talk about it right now. But you know, that's another thing, like getting evicted, or not coming out with rent, or having to like end your contract and stuff like that can like look bad on your credit. So just make sure you're doing what you can with that lease is signed, okay? Or just make sure, you know, you go over the contract in your lease with someone, so you can get full understanding of the rules and regulations, you know what you can do and can't do, and just be safe when it comes to that. Because yeah, you know, and that's another thing with safety too. When you get your apartment, don't be telling everybody where you live. Don't be having just anybody coming through. even those people that you swear you know, just be careful, honestly. Like, have a time when there's nobody coming in and nobody getting out. Like, you just really gotta, this is your space and you have to protect yourself. So definitely make sure everything is locked, make sure everything's closed, and make sure no one's trying to get in or anything crazy, okay? Just protect yourself. Make sure you have something to protect yourself too. I got like this rod thing over there, so if someone want to get bugged, I know how to swing. So I'm straight. So you already know. That's unfortunately, especially for us young women, we have to protect ourselves, such like that. But also, I noticed that in this area, like, the chances of that happening are very, very low. But if need be, I can protect myself. But I am in a very safe area, so I know that I'll be good if anything. But that's pretty much all the things I have about moving out. I'm gonna try to get this to you guys as soon as I can, but it is pretty late in the night. I apologize if I leave anything out. If anything, I'll probably create a part 2. But yeah, I'll tell you guys what it's like living with a roommate. Honestly, it's probably the easiest thing ever. And I'll tell you guys like stuff that we said and stuff that we agreed on and stuff that we do and all that sexy stuff and whatever. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful for someone. Again, I'm sorry if it was super unorganized and it pissed you off, but for those of you who like things that are unorganized and you were like, yeah, that was fine for me, dope, great, awesome. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, leave some more comments and questions below if I missed everything and that you need to know, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.